Yo, guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. Um, a lot of developments in the last couple of hours. I mean, we've gone from Veiga wanted to leave to Nkunku, agreeing personal terms with Bayern Munich. And now we're also being, kind of linked with Mathys Tel. Um, and my thoughts on this deal is, look, Nkunku, I think during his time over here, he's shown us that he can be very clinical. He's shown us that with, the limited amount of like opportunities he's been able to actually have. He on his day, Nkunku can, get you a goal. And this season, what he has 13, 14 goals or so. Um, most of them in the Conference League, a few what in the Premier League, but Nkunku gets you goals. But it's just been he's not been integrated into this team as much. The positions that he would like to play as a number 10, it's really not going to happen. You're not going to see Nkunku play ahead of Cole Palmer. And honestly, I think you wouldn't even see him play, ahead of like Joao Felix. So he's not a right winger. He's not a left winger. He's not a number 9. So then it just kind of feels like you really happen to be the odd man out in this whole situation, which is kind of crazy to think because we all said once Nkunku came back from injury, he was going to be this big player for us. He was going to be the difference. Imagine Nkunku and Palmer linking up in the same team, Nkunku, Palmer, Jackson. It all felt like dreams that are not going to be realized. And you want to send him to Bayern Munich, or Bayern Munich want to take him off your hand. I mean, you might as well just bring in a replacement. But in this situation, it's not really a direct replacement for me. Tell would probably be, someone who gives us another option on the left flank with Jadon Sancho. If you want to move Sancho to the right, you can. You can play Tell, Neto on the left. So it's all just kind of like unveiling itself. And I think like in the next couple of days, maybe weeks, like, Fabrizio would say, just keep an eye on it. Honestly, this kind of just feels like a move that is just going to happen. It has that feel to it. It just, that whole, who knows, maybe in a couple of days you're going to hear, breaking news, Bayern Munich have, paid X, Y, and Z amount to Chelsea. And in the same deal, Chelsea are also going to pay for Tel. We've seen this PSR move before. So you want to get Nkunku's wages off the books. You want to get someone who's clearly unhappy at Chelsea, might as well. You get Intel. He also fits into that, that idea, that model that the sporting directors, the ownership team want to have young, exciting players. You want to develop them. AKA, you look at Veiga right now. He's already got, a little bit of like exposure to him now. And it's not like he's being forced out. He wants to go, but they're like, yo, we're going to cash in on you right now. You've been able to kind of build yourself up. You've built your value. Adios. You can go. So for me, I think these next couple of like days are going to be very, very interesting. Even with Florian Plettenberg, I don't know how, people want to take his information, but he said Bayern have already reached full verbal agreement with Nkunku on a long-term contract. All terms are agreed. Nkunku wants to join Bayern right away. Regardless of Mathys Tel, Nkunku's Bayern's, top target. So it's kind of looking like this deal is going to happen. Like I said, I really see it, just accelerating pretty quickly. But Nkunku is not just the only person we're looking at, in this window. You're looking at Gehi, you're looking at Delap. And I think that's a left back that we might be looking at, just in case, Veiga does leave. Now, is Borussia Dortmund going to fork out the money for Veiga? I believe we're asking for like 20 million euros. Look, Dortmund had Sancho on loan. They had Matson on loan, and they never really made any of these deals permanent. They did sell a player to Aston Villa today, so they might have the money to be able to pay for that. So it's not really. We'll see how that goes, right? They're also looking at Chukwuemeka as well. Like, he's also someone that I feel maybe a loan is really going to be good for. I think Carney does deserve to go away. kind of build himself up a bit, and who knows, maybe next year kind of get himself back into like the first team plans. But I just don't see that happening for him. I'm gonna be honest with you. We gave Carney a lot of money when we bought him. We bought it from 20 mil. You know they're gonna try to get half of that money back, or they're trying to get all of that money and then some. He's being quoted for 40 mil. Dortmund ain't paying 40 mil. They didn't even pay 20 something, 30 for Mathys, who took him to a Champions League final. They didn't make Sancho's contract permanent, and he was also a big factor. So I don't see them paying 40 for Chukwuemeka. So I think honestly, a loan would be good for him. Maybe he builds himself up. Another team in Germany, another team in Spain, Italy, probably come knocking later on, maybe next year, and just take Carney away. But I think just watch out, because I think a lot of developments are going to be happening. For me, Gay, I don't think Gay is the answer to our problems, if I'm going to be completely honest with you. Gay, Tosin, Badiashile, all these guys for me are kind of in the same, like market. Like for me, they're standard, their quality. It's that kind of like mid-table. I don't think Gay is an upgrade to this defensive lineup. If you want to make big changes, you want to make big boy additions, you look at someone like Gabriel Magalhaes. I mean, I don't know. Arsenal not going to sell him, but you need that kind of profile. You need a Saliba profile. You need a Thiago Silva profile. Someone who's going to be a leader, someone who's going to be very aggressive, someone who's going to be very dominant. Doesn't have to be old, but Gay for me just does not elevate us enough. So if you're going to be spending 40 mil on Gay, bro, you might as well bring Chalobah back. Because for me, I honestly think they're kind of the same quality. Maybe Gay might be a bit better, but you already got Gay at home. Why spend 40 for another one is how I'm looking at it. So Gay, keep him away. But knowing how the sporting directors move, bro, Gay might be somebody they're signing. So we'll see. But tomorrow we have a game against Bournemouth. The last month or so has not been good for us. Our last 4 games, no wins, 2 losses, 2 draws. And honestly, I think Maresca has to kind of hold some smoke on this as well, because I just feel he has not made the most proactive changes. Like, I think there's been times when you're looking at that midfield and you're like, yo, these guys are looking tired. You're looking at that attack, you're like, yo, these guys are looking tired. Are you going to make a change? Bring in a Veiga, bring in Felix, bring in Nkunku, like freshen it up. We just keep, falling deeper, defending deeper. Everybody's tired, and you got Palmer losing the ball in dangerous areas, and we get punished for it. So I think even when you look at our depth, I think our depth initially was looking really good, but it's looking like these guys have just not shown up. Dewsbury Hall has been a waste. Chukwuemeka hasn't been fit. Lavia has not been available. Neto has been very inconsistent. Noni has been very inconsistent. Sancho, for the most part, has been pretty steady, but he can also offer more output, goals, assists. Palmer gets his goals, he does his thing, but that mistake really, really just didn't help. And then he has these, like, for me, Palmer has these moments where I think he makes the wrong decision sometimes. Someone might be in a better, position. Just play that simple pass for me. He's not exempt from criticism, because that's just what it is. You got to criticize players that aren't really stepping up. So it is what it is. But hopefully in the next couple of games, we're able to kind of build back the momentum, because I think we've kind of slacked a bit. We're still in the top 4, but teams are closing in fast. Newcastle, we used to be ahead of them, maybe 10 points ahead. They are a point away, or 3 points behind us. I haven't really checked it, but I know they're very close. Man City, very, very, very close. So the next couple of games, I need us to be on it. I need us to pick maximum points from Bournemouth tomorrow. I think from what I've heard, if you look at their injury situation, it ain't looking the best. But to be honest, I don't care if Bournemouth had a full team. I don't care if they had a full squad. That should be a game we should be taking 3 points away from home, and that's it. You look at us, team news, James is available. Lavia is available. I think with this whole Nkunku talk, he might not be in the team at all. Desasi is another one who's obviously leaving because he's been taken out of the team completely. So we know Desasi is going. Honestly, he should take Badiashile with him. Monaco should come back, make us a nice little offer. We'll give you a 2-for-1 special, and then you keep it pushing, you know? They know the league, they know the team. They'll just bring back the experience they've gotten from England, you know, and I think they would definitely make that Monaco team a lot stronger, you know what I mean? So Monaco come in with the low, I don't know, 60 mil for both of them. You know, we're taking a little loss, but for you, because we're so close, we're so tight, we'll make it happen. You get a 2-for-1 special, and then you keep it pushing, you know. But team news tomorrow, I want to see James start this game. Cucurella, I know, is going to come into the team. Let me just go into my predicted starting 11 because I think we should just talk about who I want to see start and who I don't want to see start. This is my starting 11 for tomorrow. You see who's playing, who's not. Give me a sec. So there we go. So Sanchez in goal. For me, Reece James, he's fit. He starts. He only played 45 minutes. You know, in the last game, I want to see him start. I was thinking about playing a Champong in this game as well. But I think maybe Tosin just edges it for me when it comes to set pieces. He had a fantastic game over the weekend as well. 2 goals, in a good mood, good form. You play Tosin. Colwell comes into this team for me. Cucurella left back. You know, off the ball, you know, in possession, this is how we're really going to line up. Cucurella, Caicedo for me will be kind of your midfield partnership. Again, if Maresca wants to be clever with it, Enzo drops deeper. Cucurella happens to be the one who plays as an 8. Doesn't really matter how they play, to be honest with you. Your front 5, Noni, Palmer, Enzo, Sancho, Jackson, you know, pretty standard. I think Felix has a case to start this game. So I don't think he's going to actually make that change. But I think in this game, you could really have Felix over here. You can have Sancho come on this side as the right winger. But we know for the most part, Enzo Maresca has said you can see Felix and Palmer at the same time, but I think he just wants to see more work rate. I think he definitely rates Noni's work rate more than Felix's. So I don't see that change happening. But even in the last game, he did put Noni on the left for a little bit. I don't think he's going to do it in this game, even though I like to see Felix, you know, kind of get a start. He scored 2 really good goals. He was one of our best players on the pitch. So I like to see Felix in this situation, but we know he's not going to do it. I think Noni comes back into this game. Jackson has an opportunity to, you know, increase his goal tally, kind of just put away some of the bad form that he's been suffering from. And then we just keep it moving. So for me, that's my starting 11. Score prediction, I want to go. Score prediction, I want to go. We're playing Bournemouth and missing some key players. I think this game might end 3-1. We can see the goal, obviously, but then we pick up with 3 points. And we get back to winning ways because now we really do need to start opening the gap. You know, just when you look at the teams behind us, let me just take a quick look. These teams are just they're right behind us. Like it's not even no joke. You look at Newcastle, we're a point ahead of Newcastle. We're 2 points ahead of Man City. We're 3 points ahead of Bournemouth. We're 4 points ahead of Aston Villa. We're 6 points ahead of Fulham. And it's like, yo, we really need to kind of step it up because Man City could catch us, Newcastle could catch us. And we also need to get to Forest because they play Liverpool. So we need to win this game, keep the winning run going. Guys, if this is your first time coming across the content, like the video, sub to the channel, hop in the comments, interact with the video. Let me know your thoughts on these transfer news. Who would you be sad seeing go? Veiga, I think, was a nice little solid option for us, but if he wants to go, let him go. We also know, Misha's, sample B, I don't know, it's looking real spooky and real shaky because of all these movements coming in. But, just let me know how you feel. Like I said, like the video, share the content. See you on the next one. Peace.